All right, Hatchet, we'll get to the people momentarily. Michigan at 3. I think I know who State's hiring at 4. We're going to have some fun today. Lions will get back into it tomorrow. David, first of all, your thoughts, because I know you've taken the kids down to a couple of games. You're doing God's work. Tell me where I'm off base. I'll hang up and listen. Ticket text, your opinion, whatever you like.
You're not off base at all with anything you've said. And here's what I want to do. I want to use Troy Weaver's words against him, because everyone in this town should remember the good old letter that he released to the fans. And he's talked about knowing the tradition, and I know the urgency to which our fans want to win. Do you, Troy? Then he also says our focus is aligned with yours. Is it? And from the top down, he says, we are committed to delivering on this restoration process for you. Are you? Because everything I see from the offseason on has not been a commitment to delivering on the restoration process. Joe Harris ain't the answer, okay? Monty Williams, wonderful. I loved it when you got him. I didn't think it was going to happen. But right now, it has not yielded results.
No, you need to give him players. The idea of getting Monty Williams, what did I say the day they got him? This can't be the biggest acquisition of the offseason.
And it was the biggest acquisition of the offseason.
Now he looks like a guy who regrets the house he bought.
I shouldn't as a fan. We are, a couple days away from Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't in my head say, you know what, I can't watch them anymore the rest of the year. It's Thanksgiving. I need to at least give them until the beginning of the year to say, oh, they're good or they're bad. No, they're trash. They are. That's what I see as a fan. When I watch day in and day out, it's a struggle. And yes, I watched last night, and there was a great football game on TV. But what am I watching? The Detroit Pistons.
Well, you can watch multiple things.
And I did.
Exactly.
But it was a struggle watching them. And what I want to see that commitment, Troy Weaver, that you told us in your letter that you were going to bring. Don't see it.
No, there's nothing here. There's no war chest. There's no. Look at your core. What is your core exactly? What is it? It's a joke. It's a total joke.
It is a joke. And Cade is trying his best.
He's got no help.
He's out there trying his best. But when I go to games and I watch the games and everyone's staring at him, looking at him to make a move or a decision, no, that shouldn't be.
What are the ticket texts coming in?
Ticket texts are saying, thanks for the rant, Mike. Dead on. Someone says, I hope they lose 70 games and get screwed by the lottery. Agree 100%, Mike. Not sure how anyone goes to these games. Everyone should be fired. Another person says, I'm not a huge basketball guy, but Mike sounds like the Pistons would lose to Bishop Sycamore.
It's not far off.
Not far off
it's
at
not.
all. Someone says, this product is gross. I'd rather be watching Will Ferrell and the Flint Tropics.
Yeah, and again, if you want to play, well, they got some injury. Okay, well, first of all, welcome to the NBA on a night-in, night-out basis. You don't know who you have. But second of all, that does not allow a 12-game losing streak. So why don't we just save that talking point?
And someone says, don't forget about this, Mike. They lost Jokic last night, Mike Malone, and Jamal Murray also wasn't playing.
There you go.
Which means they lost to Reggie Jackson and KCP last night.
Correct. It's an embarrassment. Top down.
Straight joke.
Christ.
Someone else texts in and says, you have an absentee owner, a GM in over his head, and a one-dimensional team. Yeah. What could go wrong?
Well, that's my whole point. If Goris actually was aware the season started, Tellem and Weaver would be gone. I would launch this organization into space. All this money I spent, this is what we have. But again, you have to know the season started. Go to Kurt, 97.1. What's up, Kurt?
Oh, wow, man. Thanks for taking my call. A long-time listener. Hadn't called in a long time. But, man, Mike, you spot on with everything you said, man. I was at the game last night for the first time. I almost wish I had a paper bag with some holes in it. Not only and I don't know if I would have threw up on it before or after. It's just straight horrible, man. It's a clown show, as you may mention. But most importantly, I get so sick and tired of Monty Williams with his arms folded on the sidelines, and I don't know if he's waiting for somebody to his kids to come home, or is he sitting on the first pew at church? I mean, it's like these guys hadn't played a game like we played in the hood 21, and I mean, they don't hustle to the loose balls. They lose every rebound, and they in every game, but they're going to lose. I mean, how do you stand that? And I see Troy Weaver. All he does is walk around and he's on his phone, and obviously he's not talking to other managements because we're not getting any good players in here. And the only professional basketball player that's playing every night that is a seasoned veteran would be Alec Burks. I mean, I don't think we would have won a game if he got hurt.
No, and look, my problem is, I mean, Kurt, guys like Burks and Bogdanovich don't belong here. You know, they don't. If you're going to sell me on carrying on, you need to have two types of players. Young guys that are a part of the core and veterans that are going to shepherd this process. Players.
Absolutely.
Alec Burks is the ninth guy off the bench on a playoff team. That has no value to me.
Yeah, you made my point. They try to get longer, but they still not bigger. It's like everybody bounces off of them, and you know, Beef Stew, he's the heart and soul of the team right now. Him and a 19-year-old.
And again, let us not forget, Troy Weaver decided to not only acquire but pay Marvin Bagley. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
How Weaver's got a gig, I'll never understand. Ever. Let's go to Doug, 97.1. Doug, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, Mike? Appreciate you taking the call.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I think this segment is long overdue. I don't, and the reason I call is I just want to ask your thoughts on where do they even go from here? I mean, they have Blaha to the front offense. Like at this point, it's a joke. It's a joke.
The best thing they could do would be to raise George's 3-button blazer from the Claymore up to the rafters. George, it's been a blast. Smooth Johnny, have a nice day. You can go broadcast games in a Mac. B. Arthur, send Special K out. Like they clean that broadcast up because it's reached parody status. You want to talk about your team?
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
it's like, where do you start?
No, I'll tell you where you start. Without an owner, you're going nowhere. I mean, Doug, that's the problem. You're held hostage by this guy. Look at who he's allowed to infiltrate this once proud franchise. Look at what he's allowed. How many cooks in the kitchen? The Arn Tellem thing has never made sense to me. Now you got his kid as your head of player personnel?
I agree.
Come on.
Is this as bad as the Lions in the Millen years, or even the Tigers when Avila
100%
was kind of on the outs?
100%.
How bad is this going to get?
I mean, well, first of all, how much worse can it get? You won 17 games last year. You haven't won a playoff game in 15 years.
And there's no one to tank for either. It's just you're in this black hole of there's nothing. There's nothing. There's no hope.
You're 4 years in, and what do you really have? Tell me right now, if you said, all right, my life depends on this, who are the guys that are actually going to be here when this team's ready to win a championship? Who would it be?
I don't think anyone. And I think Asar Thompson, Stanley Johnson 2.0. Like, I don't see anyone that maybe Cade, but to your point, they should ship him out while they can before he forces the trade.
Listen, the problem with Asar is he's exactly who we thought he was. Absolutely 100% no offensive game. A complete nothing on the offensive end. Now, he'll guard and he'll rebound. But could he eventually develop a shot? Sure, but that's years away. How much more time do we have? Doug, Cade's rookie deal is about to run out.
I agree. I completely agree.
I wish I had better news, man. And look, I know I'm probably crazy bringing it up, but it's a story. It's a story. 12 games in a row, 2-13 on the season. Get out. Get out. 248-539-9797. We're going to get more of your calls. I want to get into the Michigan stuff here because I wasn't on the air Thursday or Friday because of the Wings. Couple things for you. Couple things on the horizon for you. We got a lot to do today. 97.1.